Welcome back to the Red Wings Report with Strings and Pucks. This is Jeremy Laura, the stuttering guitarist. So after I did the recall basically on two videos ago, where I'd originally said Carter Bear wasn't going to be eligible for the AHL this season, and that was based on birthday. Then I did the correction. He would be eligible for the AHL this season based on how the CHL looks at his birthday, in that Carter Bear has already played his age 18 season in the CHL, so this is be his 19th season. Now a big if has come up. I was informed that the teams are not convinced they're going to be able to push this through, where the 19-year-old bypassing the CHL agreement. Remember, the CBA doesn't kick in until after this year, and they're trying to push this rule forward by a year to allow teams to use that. Well, I just heard that some fairly high up people in one of the organizations in the East really don't believe this is going to happen this season. So Carter Bear, if it goes through, is eligible for the AHL, but it looks like the 19-year-old exemption may not make it through. So I apologize. Basically means Carter Bear would have to either make the NHL or go back to the CHL. If that's the case, if they don't pass this extension, obviously he's likely headed back to the CHL. So again, sorry for the confusion. That's the correction on Bear, the second correction and the third story about it. But again, if they pass it, I think he's golden, but it sounds like it's not going to get passed for this season. Based on this one organization, keep that if there. So still hoping it gets passed because I'd love to see him. Beyond that, in the last video I'd talked about this. So without Bear, Detroit has 4 first-round picks slated for the AHL this year. That's Sebastian Cossa, Sandin-Pellikka, Brandsegg-Nygard, and Danielson, right? You already have 4 of Yzerman's first-round picks in the NHL. Seider, Edvinsson, Raymond, Kasper. You not only have 4 there, you have 2 of the forwards playing in the top 6. Seider's the top defenseman, and you could argue already that Edvinsson is the second best defenseman on the team, but they're looking at splitting them up based on what I've read out of MLive. So the biggest improvement of the Yzer plan, what I've tried to consistently give him credit for, are the first-round picks. You now are looking at least 8 first-round picks playing in Detroit's system between the AHL and the NHL. I'll give you that list again. Seider, Edvinsson, Kasper, Raymond, all up in the NHL. Danielson, Cossa, Danielson, Cossa, Brandsegg-Nygard, Sandin-Pellikka, all in the AHL. 8 total first-round picks. If the exemption is passed, 9 first-round picks from the Yzer plan in the system with a pathway. But for now, 8. Look at what a difference that is from the Holland era, where literally all they have left are Larkin, team captain, obviously massive contributor. Rasmussen, third-line center. Berggren, bottom 6 deployment, but was the sixth top scorer on the team last year. So I don't know what kind of minutes he'll end up with, but let's say Berggren's middle 6, right? Either second or third line on many teams in the league. So what Yzerman has done in the Yzer plan is cultivated draft picks that are ready more quickly, although the situation in Detroit is much more wide open, but they've been ready more quickly to get to the NHL and participate. Or in Holland's era, they had the overripe method of going about things. So this should be incredibly exciting for fans, that you get to see 8 first-round players between Grand Rapids and Detroit on the ice, a possible 9th if that 19-year-old exemption gets passed, And you're not just seeing them, they're participating at the higher levels on their team. I expect Brandsegg-Nygard to be in the top 6. If Danielson's not in Detroit, he's the #1 center in Grand Rapids. Of course, Lombardi, who was a 4th round pick, he could make it too, and it would be good to see some of those later picks make it. But regardless, those 4 first-round picks are all slated for high duties in the AHL and the NHL. Seider continues to show that he's the most physical. He's the minute muncher. He's been an Iron Man for the team. Edvinsson stepped up his game. I believe he had the 3rd highest minutes on the defense, 2nd in goals, 2nd in points on the defense. Really, for his first full season, just really made an impact. Raymond, near a point per game, best point scorer on the team, best 200-foot winger in the system, on the team at this point, and possibly going forward. Raymond may be the best winger that Detroit has in the rebuild, regardless of who comes up. And then Casper steps in, 2nd-line center. He can dish the puck, 19 goals last year. I'm looking for 25 this year. I'm looking to see his overall minutes creep up past 15, 16, maybe into that category of 17, because he is a 200-foot player. He needs to be on the penalty kill. He needs to be on the power play. So he needs to have a lot of ice time. This, once I kind of put pen to paper and realized all this, this may be the most redeeming part of going into the year, is how many first-round picks are in the system on the ice between the AHL and the NHL. 8, and Yzerman started in 2019. So let me know your thoughts. Is this exciting? Is this ho-hum? I mean, some of you have kind of said in the past you expect the first-round picks to be ready very quickly, regardless of where they're selected. But let me know. I'm very excited for this. I'm going to be streaming the Grand Rapids games to watch these guys, the guys who don't make it to the NHL. I really want to see Sandin-Pellikka, Brandsegg-Nygard make their mark in the regular season here. 8 first-round picks guaranteed, and with the passage of the 19-year-old exemption, 9 first-round picks between the AHL and the NHL on the ice this season. Steve Yzerman did get that done, did bring that to the table, and that's one of the things we have to look forward to, is the development of those young players. Smash the like, subscribe to the channel. If we can get the numbers up, I'm planning a giveaway for later this year that will combine my channels, so it'll be Red Wings themed and guitar themed, and maybe very closely connected in those 2 things. We'll see. But again, smash the like, hit the subscribe, and we'll have more content as we get closer. It is now less than 2 weeks away. We'll talk to you soon.